man. That's in what? Let me get that. That's on Jeremiah. That's what it's looking for. It says Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 5. Is this the one? Hold on. No, this is Jeremiah 6 verse 16. Thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see. Stand ye in the ways. What are you brothers doing? Standing in the ways, man. And you can see with your spiritual eyes. It says, and ask for the old paths. Remember the days of old? And ask for the old paths. Where is the what? The good way. Yep. And walk therein. So this is what we're talking about. This is the good way, man. But now if you go up on the stage on the Eastwood platforms and speak about these things, you'll get cancelled, man.
Yeah.
Toxic masculinity. This guy's a rapist.
Yeah.
You'll get your shit flagged, taken down.
Some woman from 10 years ago.
You'll probably get taken to court or sued and shit. Because nowadays, these women, they can bring you to court for any fucking shit, man.
Like some girl you dealt with 10 years ago come out and say, he raped.
That's you done. That's that, you done. Your whole career finished, man. Yeah. That's the power that these fucking women have, man.
A woman shall
when the kingdom come, man, hey, you just gonna hey, man.
be in the house, bear children, look after the house, cook, get popped, repeat, man. Yeah. That's as far as it goes.
And if you don't want to pop you don't have to pop.
You don't have to, man.
You got other women.
And she can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You know, like, was it David? He said, man, the woman, she was taking a piss when he was praising the Lord. Oh, he's getting all crazy. He said, fuck you, I ain't dealing with you. So she had to go the whole of her life not ever having sex again.
But obviously, we're going to rule over the woman in righteousness. You know, we're going to be fair, because the scripture says we have to give unto the woman due benevolence. But you know what I'm saying? You know?
But in the kingdom, they're going to be righteous anyway. Like, people shall be altogether righteous. So we won't have to worry about women going off and shit like that, man.
We'll talk. You know? So it says, thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, our people said, we will not walk therein. They don't want this. That's why you don't see congregations of our people trying to hear this word. Because it's foolishness to them. But little did they know that this very same gospel, this truth, will give them the rest that they desire, man. Now you're beginning to understand masculinity. Before I came to the truth, man, I didn't really know where it was to be a man until I started listening to the older.
That's true, brother. Me too. Me too.
I'm telling you.
Me too.
I didn't know where it was how to be a man until I started listening to the older apostles, man. Until I started understanding, wow, yeah, that's true, you know. Yeah. Then I was like, taking down notes. I started getting into this thing, man. Then I was like, grow my beard. Before I was shaving my beard, I didn't really see the importance of it because I wanted to have that Chris Brown look. You know? With you. I was lost in the world, man. But then I was found.
All of us. Mr. Balta women. I won't say woman, I say women. I used to Balta
plural, more than one.
More than one, brother. Man, I used to worship them, man.
But then that's, Salaki, let me get it, but that's the parable of the lost sheep, man. There was 99, but the guy was like, nah, man, I need to go and find that.
And that's spiritual because the elder brought that out last week.
You see.
There you go.
You know? We were lost, but now we're found, man. But if our gospel be hid, it's hid to them that are lost. So we're found really by this good news. And you're informed, you're fed, you've been given your consolation, you're comforted. Because you're resting in the old ways, man, the old mannerisms. Where ancient men trod. Or ancient men trod. And then you shall find rest for your souls, man. Because the Most High, He's resurrecting an old, what do they say? I'll raise up the tabernacle of David.
Again, yeah.
And raise up the ruins and build it as in what? The days of what?
Of old.
Of old, man. We're building, this is an ancient order that's being set back, that's being resurrected back up again. Like them zombie, the mummy movies, where the mummies come back out of the graves. And what, that's us, man. Coming up out of our graves. That's us. Resurrecting, being quickened by this breath of life. When you watch that movie, The Mummy, and then you see that man or that woman reading out the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and the mummies creeping out of their coffins and shit. That's us, man.
Yeah.
That's us. You know? So I said, let me go, because we got to close it out in a minute. Last precepts, no?
I got one more here.
This is Amos 9 verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Man. I'm telling you. And it's being built upon Peter. Who was the head apostle? That same church, the church of the firstborn. Because we were with Yahushua from the beginning, from the days of what? Old, man. And we're being brought back to life again through this ministry.
Yeah, man, risen up.
In the land of our captivities, we're remembering ourselves. The flesh is being brought upon our bones, the sinews, the flesh. And what's being raised up? An exceeding great army. An exceeding great... Wait.
Don't get into that, man.
Ezekiel 37, verse 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy, son of man, and say unto the wind, thus saith Yahweh God, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. What is saying in Revelations, man? So the Most High will hold back the four corners of the wind until the Lord put that mark upon them. The 144,000.
You're not correct.
So first, this gospel needs to be preached unto the slain, man. And then that destruction will come, man. So it said, so I prophesied as he commanded me. So we're prophesying as the Lord has commanded us, man. Right now, we're doing what the Heavenly Father has commanded us to do. Right? To prophesy unto the wind. And the sheep will hear and follow. So it said, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army, man. Who's that army? The brothers that you see out here wearing the garments out here teaching this truth. In the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakar Kodash, man. Give a double honor to our elders that taught us, that rule well. You see?
And they still rule well.
Still rule well, even up in old age. But we're being rallied together by what? The banner. Raise you up the banner upon the high mountain. Because in any army, what do you have in the army? A banner, man. What's the banner? This truth. Hold on.
This truth is like the serpent, as Moses lifted up the serpent. Yahushua is that serpent, man. You know, and he's been lifted up above the nation, and we're receiving that healing, which is the truth, man.
That's right. That's in John chapter 3, verse 15. Isaiah 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. What's the mountain? A miracle. That's the high mountain. That's the exalted, man.
Government.
A governmental system. Because what's that at the top of a mountain? A summit. Summit meetings.
Yeah, man.
G20 summit.
So all these governmental meetings, they're mountains, man. So we're lifting up this truth upon the high mountain, which is America, Babylon the Great. And what are we doing? We're prophesying evil concerning this mountain. I think that's in Obadiah. Let me get that. What's it? Okay, we can try to find it. Hold on, Amos. No, Obadiah. No, I'm bugging. I thought I was talking about a mountain deep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me go back there. It says Isaiah 13, verse 2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. Again, lift ye up that banner. What's that banner? A banner is like a rallying point, man. Yeah. For all the soldiers to rally onto that banner. Somebody go to the blue letter and look up the word banner, man. Let's see what's there. Isaiah 13, verse 2. Isaiah 13, verse 2. Because when they say we shall be gathered from the east to the west by what? The word of the Holy One. That's what's gathering back, the raising up the ruins of the tabernacle of David. Through this word, man. That's how the elect men are being gathered together.
Right, you want the word banner, right? Yeah. It's a bit strange, it doesn't have anything. Oh no, it does. It's like this one. Right, the word there in the Hebrew is Strong's H52151 and it's neck.
Go to the definition.
Mace. Right. The definition is something lifted up.
So what?
Something lifted up. What? A standard, a signal pole, an ensign, a banner, a sign or a sail. A standard as a rallying point.
As a what? As
a rallying point.
As a standard, as a rallying point, man. Yeah. So that's what this banner is. This one of them is supposed to boost up the morale of the men. That's what a banner is. Because when a banner's fallen, because that's when the sheep scatter. The standard bearer. A standard bearer is very important in any army, man.
That's spiritual because like Moses' staff was like a banner at one point when we were in war. And it says that when his arms got tired, we started to lose. So they had two men holding up his arms to keep the staff above his head, and we won and we slaughtered them, our enemies, man. See? And in warfare, the banner always went first. You didn't have the army and the banner men trailing behind. The banner and the drums and everything, they went first. The men started chanting, you know, getting riled up, man. Yeah. So we're those, you know, banner carriers, man, ahead, front line, man.
See? Very important, man. This is Isaiah 62, verse 10. Go through the gates. Prepare ye the way of the people. Cast up the highway. Gather out the stones. Lift up a standard for the people. See? There you go. Behold, Yahweh hath proclaimed unto the end of the world. Say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. See? That's that banner, which is this good news, these good tidings, that our salvation cometh, man. That's the rallying point that our people is meant to be rallying to. What's some more? It says Joel 22:29. Of course, like so-called Arabs, they come from Ishmael. They're from Ireland. They're the Ishmaelites. The people of Saudi Arabia, they come from Ishmaelites. If you ask any Arab, they will tell you that that's who their forefathers is. So-called white people, they don't really know who their ancestors did, but they come from Esau. Right, when you go in the Bible, there's a man called Esau, he was the father of the Edomites. I don't know, who else did you say? The Arabs, white people. us. We come from Jacob. You know anything about Jacob and Esau? Well, there's a story when you go to Genesis 25. It talks about the genesis of Jacob and Esau. That their father and mother was called Isaac and Rebekah. Isaac and Rebekah came together and gave birth to Jacob and Esau. Esau was the father of the so-called white race today. Right? They're the Edomites. Now you can go into certain books, external books outside the Bible, and it will all verify this. I believe I've got this one book, if I can. Hold on.
It's like the penetrating feet, you know what I mean?
It says, who is Esau Edom?
Got the camera as well, bro.
Esau Edom. Alright. You go into that, he shows you that the people in power who call themselves Jewish, those are actually descendants of Esau Edom. Okay? But the man who writ that tried to make it look like it's only the so-called Jewish that are Esau Edom. Like other so-called white people aren't Edomites. They're all together. They're all the same people, man. Alright?
Genesis 36:1, and these are the generations of Esau.
Yeah. That book actually, there's little details that go into it, man. You know? Like I said, the man that wrote that book tried to make it look like the so-called Jew or the small hats, that they're descendants of Edomites, but other so-called white people, they're not Esau.
They're just white.
See how Esau tries to mix in the lies with the truth?
Serpent, man.
Yeah.
Devil speak.
Huh?
Devil speak.
Fork tongue. You know?
Just like the snake.
Yeah?
That's just like the snake. You know, that's why the Lord, because I was going to bring it out earlier, but that's why we were talking about Eve going off, listening to their philosophies. That's why the Lord said to him, upon thy belly there shall crawl upon the earth, likening him unto that snake, man. Just as a snake crawls on his belly, man.
Yeah.
He's a low, sneaky bastard, man. That's what he is, you know.
That's what the so-called white man is, man.
Upon thy belly he shall crawl.
Yeah, that low estate, man. That low life. A vile man. But you can buy that off of Amazon. It's quite cheap. It's not expensive. You know?
Look at you.
Yeah, I do.
It's Esau Edom. Right? Yeah. You know? So yeah, like I said, the Arabs are they're descendants of Ishmael, or the Hebrew Ishmaelites. Because the Arabs in origin are also Hebrews. Before they spoke Arabic, the language before Arabic was Hebrew. Because Ishmael was Hebrew. He spoke Hebrew. He didn't speak Arabic, he spoke Hebrew. No. And he spoke Hebrew, ancient Hebrew. The Paleo Hebrew. Now Arabic is like a bastardized version. It's like broken Hebrew.
Yeah.
That's what Arabic is.
Aramaic.
Yeah.
Is it the same or different?
It's different. Change.
His name Ishmael Yashamayala is ancient Hebrew. Because he himself was in Hebrew. The people that came after him, and the elders saying afterwards, they formed another language which is basically Hebrew, but it's a little bit different. So it's watered down Hebrew. So certain words sound the same, very similar.
Yeah.
They say ahi, we say ak, means brother. They say salam, we say shalom or shalom.
Or they say Malik, we say Malak,
Malak,
which means king.
You know, so it's a watered down version of ancient Hebrew. And his name itself, Yashamayala, means he's heard of the power, because the blessing of covenant wasn't given to him. So the Lord said, yeah, I hear you, I'll bless you, I'll make you rich, but my covenant's not with you. So his name means the power, or God hears him.
Yeah. Right, the Most High made his covenant with our ancestors. Abraham passed down to Isaac, then on to Jacob. Yeah. That's why if you look at Esau and Ishmael, they're top of the list for our main enemies, man.
Yeah.
You go to Psalms 83. They're the main, the Arabs and the so-called white man. They're the main enemies of our people.
Yeah. Right.
Because we're actually related to them.
Yeah.
That's gotta be some type of jealousy there, man. Hebrews, right? You know? What's the scripture I was gonna bring up? Job 22. Okay. How much I got left on this? Job 22, verse 29. When men are cast down, thou shalt say, there is lifting up, and he shall save the humble person. Right, there's a lifting up, because what are we lifting up upon the high mountain? This truth, man, this banner. Okay, so there is a lifting up of our nation, and that's what we're trying to persuade our people to understand and to believe and to trust in, man. Because right now, people going into the ways of this world, thinking that things is going to continue on as normal, and it won't. There's going to be a cut-off, a parting asunder of the times. The end of this time and the beginning of it that follow. Yeah? Hold on. So lucky. It's not what it's on. Psalm 60. Psalms chapter 60 verse 4. Or thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth. So that's what we're displaying. This truth, that's our banner. To them that fear him, which is the elect. And that fear is something that happened before we were even born. Like that's in Sirach, man. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Close it out.
That should be okay. That should be okay.
That one's alright, isn't it? Yeah, it's just a nice. Thanks.
Careful with your back.
I got something quick in there. Talk about this truth, yeah? John 8 verse 30. And this is Yahushua speaking. As he spake these words, many believed on him. Then said Yahushua to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And the truth shall make you free. So the same truth that we're lifting up is the same thing that's going to set our people free from the clutches of the so-called white man, man. And all this witchcraft and deception, it's deceptions, man. You know, to make us see the path clearly with our own two spiritual eyes, man. And this is our Solomon's Song, chapter 2, verse 1. The point is in verse 4. Then we're going to close out, man. I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valleys. As the lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters. As the apple tree among the trees of the wood, so is my beloved among the sons. Because this truth is likened unto what? An apple tree, man. So it says, I sat down under his shadow with great delight, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. This book was sweet in our mouth as honey. Yeah? It says, he brought me to the banqueting house. In a banqueting house, what you do, you eat.
Feast.
The feasting table. When it say, I've made a table before me in the presence of my enemies.
Yeah.
And his banner over me was love. Which is the truth. The love of this truth. that we may be saved, man. And with that, we give all praises. We say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, Kwam Yasha'ala. Shalom. Yeah. Is this? No.
You gonna be famous today.
Shalom.